Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to do a get ready with me, and this is going to be like a 0 to 100 glam. I really want to put on lashes, I want to cut the crease and do a dramatic look. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. I zoomed you guys a little bit closer just so you get a full picture of what's happening. So for today's look, I really wanted to use the Jackie Aina collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette. I don't give this eyeshadow palette much love, but I do honestly love the color story of the eyeshadow palette. So I really want to dip into the purple shade as well as this white shade with gold glitters on it, which is called Trust Issues. So let's start right into the makeup look. I am going to start out with my eyes today. So I'm going to just use a concealer to prime my lids. I have this Australis Fresh and Flawless concealer, which I absolutely love. I think it's empty, and this could go onto my empties video. I don't do a lot of empties because I don't really finish a whole lot of product, but this time because of the quarantine, it kind of forced me to use a whole bunch of makeup that I have not used and try it all out. I have also recently changed my sponge. This is the Morphe blending sponge, and I hated this. I don't like the way it feels, but this is the only sponge that I have at the moment, so I'm just gonna have to toughen up and deal with it. So I'm not gonna set my lids. I'm going to go straight to a transition shade. I'm going to pick up this shade called Ginger, which is a nice warm shade, and I'm going to quickly apply that on the lids. I don't want it to be too intense because we're gonna go straight into the purple. Go straight to the shade called, to the shade called Big Wig, which is this one right here. I'm going to do a halo eye. So I'm quickly going to pack on a brush and pack that into the outer V. And with the buffing brush that we used beforehand, I'm just gonna diffuse the outer V a little bit. If it's messy, it's fine because we're gonna carve it out with the concealer. So I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Now that I have a sort of a map of the lid, I am going to go back to the concealer and just pat a little bit on the lid. I am going to use the same brush that we used to pack on the purple, so we have a good blend because the purple is already in here. That way it's not too harsh. So it will look something like that, and then I'm going to pick up my finger using the shade Trust Issues. As you can see, it's a nice white gold shade. Oh, isn't she gorgeous? And then I'll just use the same brush we used before to slowly blend it. Because it's a glittery eyeshadow, just be mindful of how you blend because it will pick up the glitter and kind of disperse that all over the lid. So I want the concentration mainly on the center where we put the concealer, and that's basically it for the eyes. It's so easy, anyone can do it. So I'm going to just quickly apply a little bit of ginger using this teeny tiny brush just to create a blend, especially on this eye right here. I feel like the purple in there kind of disappeared. But that's basically it for the eyes. So I'm just gonna quickly apply my lashes. I know I have not applied lashes at all, but I will try. If it's wonky, I apologize. I'm not the best at applying lashes, so I'll be right back so we can then do our base. And lashes are on. The lashes that I use is from AOA Studio, and this is in the style Shelby. As you can see, it's very dramatic, and my eyes is a little bit red because I am so not used to wearing false lashes at all, so it takes a while for my eyes to get used to. But I absolutely love this lashes because it's very dramatic. You could definitely tell it's there, but it's so easy to apply because the band is a little bit thicker, so it has a decent support for you to pop on your eye. This is like very weird seeing me with false lashes, but I absolutely love this makeup look. It's very glam, and I will definitely make Auntie Jackie proud. So for base today, I have already applied my moisturizer earlier today, so I don't typically like to prime anymore. So for foundation, I'm going to bring back the MAC Pro Longwear foundation. This is by far the only foundation that I've purchased over and over again. Sadly, I heard that this foundation is being discontinued. It's kind of annoying when brands do that, because once you find like a holy grail foundation, they will start to discontinue it. So the shade that I have is NC42, and honestly, this foundation works great for me both winter and summer. Because of its yellow undertone, it's kind of easy for me to adjust the color from summer to winter. Obviously, right now it will look a little bit too yellow and a little bit dark on my skin tone, but I do actually prefer that because once I take photos, it can tend to create a little bit of a white cast, which is the problem that I find with MAC foundations. But if you go just a teeny tiny bit darker than your usual match, it works perfectly, because obviously you have concealer and highlighter and all that jazz, so it's easy to adjust your foundation when it's a little bit darker than your skin tone. I forgot how good the finish of this foundation is. Coverage is not like extremely full coverage like the Studio Fix, but I do love the finish that it gives because it doesn't look heavy and it gives like a natural finish, as opposed to the Studio Fix where it can get a little bit cakey. For concealer, I'm going to go back to the Australis Fresh and Flawless. It's honestly one of the best drugstore concealer I have tried. It's very creamy, it gives a full coverage. You could layer this on top of the powder and it won't go cakey. And it's a great touch-up product. I'm almost out, which I'm very, very proud of. I rarely ever use up concealer because typically I would chuck it out when it's expired or forgotten about. But this concealer has been through a ringer, and I definitely use this for every day, and I feel like majority of my videos. Morphe sponge feels like I'm beating my face up. I don't know why people like this. Seriously guys, the Wet n Wild sponge that I used in my previous video is a lot better and it's a lot cheaper. To set my face, I'm going to go back and use this RCMA loose powder. Look how much I have left. I honestly have used this a ton, but it doesn't seem to go off. I feel like this is like a lifetime supply of translucent powder. This Fenty bronzer you can apply definitely on top of powder, so we're gonna quickly do that. This is the Match Sticks. It can look a little bit cakey though, because I should have applied this beforehand, but We're already here. Oh, it's fine. It's still blending perfectly. That's how you know if a product is good, because you could have a lot of mishap and still be able to fix a product. And Rihanna definitely thought of her products thoroughly. She thought of what if situations. And girl, you did it. Job well done. I love Fenty products. They recently came out with a cream bronzer and a cream highlighter. I've definitely been into creams lately, so I'm not sure if I'm going to pick that up. But by the looks of it, I've seen a few reviews. It looks pretty decent. But then again, it's a little bit pricey for a product that I see myself not using frequently. We will set it with the bronzer, and this is the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Bronzer, and this one is in the shade Beige and Gal. Again, this is more of a golden tone bronzer, which is nice. It kind of complements the undertone of the foundation, and it won't make me look orange. For blush today, I'm going to use the Jouer Blush Duo, and this one is in Adore. One's matte, one's shimmery, so I like to mix the two to make the most out of it. Obviously, the pen is still relatively new because I keep forgetting about this product. A nice muted everyday blush, which definitely goes well with this makeup look that we have. For highlighter today, I am going to use a loose pigment from MAC. This is the MAC Vanilla Pigment. I purchased this a while ago, and honestly, I've already forgotten about this. But it's such a nice pigment with gold reflex to it. And you could definitely mix it in with your translucent powder or with your foundation to create a nice glow, and a little goes a long way. I have not met anyone that has fully finished a full jar of MAC pigment. As I turn my face, it kind of gives me that rose gold champagne kind of vibe, which I'm into. And this is such a nice product from MAC. I remember when I first started, oh my gosh, the wind. I remember when I started getting into makeup, I would look up a lot of tutorials, and back then it's all about using MAC products. Like, I've seen that the pigments, you could definitely mix it in with your foundation, you could mix it in with the Fix Plus to create that gorgeous liner. So that was back in the day. Now there's a lot of new products these days that MAC was kind of put behind the shelves, which is kind of sad. But then again, hey, that's just how the industry works and how the evolution works when it comes to products. So for the lower lash line, I am going to go back to using the purple. What I love about this purple shade from the Jackie Aina palette is that as you blend it, it has a red-violet undertone to it, which is appealing because it will not make you look dead, or it will not make you have really bad purple eyes, which a lot of purple shades can do. So as you can see, like, I just blended out that one shade and it turned into more of that red-violet kind of pink hue. And I think I'm gonna leave my eyes like that because I've already had like a very fluttery lashes. I don't want to close it all off. So for highlighter, I am going to go and use the shade called Soleil. It's more of a rose gold shade, which pulls off a lot of pink. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of Trust Issues, which we put onto our lid, tie in the look. And I'll just quickly apply some mascara. going to line my lips with the Jordana lip liner in the shade Mahogany. This is a nice like mahogany liner. And this type of liner is great when you pair it with like a very nude lipstick. And I am going to apply this XO Beauty matte liquid lipstick, and this one is in the shade Summit. This is more of a pale peach color. I want a little bit of gloss on my lips, so I'm going to use the Lanolips tinted lip balm, and this one is in the shade Rhubarb. It has more pink to it, which I think will go well with the undertone of the purple from the eyeshadow palette, because I want my lips to look a little bit plump. And since my face is looking a little bit too matte for my liking, I'm just gonna quickly spritz it with the MAC Fix Plus. And here is my Super Glam makeup look. I've definitely missed wearing this much makeup, believe it or not. Since the lockdown happened, I have not really been venturing into a lot more makeup looks. As far as glam, this is like the type of look that I would probably rock whenever I want a more sultry date night kind of look, catfish kind of look. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more beauty videos. I like to do like shop my stash, easy tutorial for on-the-go ladies and men out there, and also just, you know, playing with makeup. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.